Guys, we have some great news. John Hickenlooper is dropping out. So, I'm happy about this. He was a centrist, kind of annoying. Um, I remember I woke up this morning and I went on my phone, right? You scroll to the left on my phone because I'm into the news, so I'm really interested in watching the news. It has like notifications of, oh, so and so happened, and it says John Hickenlooper to drop out sometime today. And I'm like, okay, so throughout this whole day, because as of now it's like 3:30. No, it's 2:30. Um, Up until now, every like half hour, I would just search up John Hickenlooper to see like what the headlines are. So if he's dropped out or not, or if he's still yet to drop out, but just later. So I stopped checking a few minutes ago. I just kind of I re-looked him up, and it said he's officially dropped out. And about an hour ago it said. And on YouTube he also made an announcement basically saying, "Look, I'm dropping out." So I want to take apart what he said. So he was talking about how he enjoyed every single second of this campaign, which I feel like is a very cliche thing for people to say when they drop out, because when you're polling that low and you're not doing well, how can you enjoy every second of the campaign? It's very cliche when you hear politicians say that. And in the ad, he said, I was fighting for the American people's problems. Um, of course he was really broad. And it's annoying because he didn't say anything specific. And do you know why? Because the specific problems are things like Medicare for all, free college, the 70% wealth tax, right? That the people want. But he can't say them. He can't mention them because he's against them. So, yeah, he wasn't exactly representing the people. I honestly don't know why anybody was supporting him. He was just like a centrist, except really boring. He was the boring centrist. He was the opposite of John Delaney. You know, um, John Hickenlooper, or as I sometimes call him, John Chickenlooper. Uh, I'm gonna do an impression of him. He was in debates. He was like this. But Senator Sanders says that if we run a Medicare for all, we may as well FedEx the election to Donald Trump. Right? That's just like him. But you may as well FedEx the election to Donald Trump. Man, that was a good impression, actually. But, I mean, Medicare for all, for an example, that has a 70% approval rating. The lowest poll ever, which was like Fox News, had it at like 53 or 56%. That's still the majority, guys. It's not even the plurality. That's straight up the majority. So 70% basically, or late 60s maybe. Sorry. So, I mean, there are many centrists running. There are many annoying ones, right? But some actually have a message. Tim Ryan, he's centrist, but he's clearly running on fighting for the working people in Ohio, right? No, she's not a centrist. John Delaney, okay, he's annoying. He's my arch enemy in the race. He's really one of my arch enemies, right? So, he is actually yet running on something, because, like, he's a centrist, and he's running to fight for centrism. He's the clear centrist. He's not just, centrist number 5 who's just boring. No. He's like the centrist. He's running for centrism, right? Always seems panicked for some reason. So, I don't know why, but for some reason, John Delaney always reminds me of that guy, of that one character. And every single zombie film, we're like near the ending when the zombies are busting into the house or whatever. He just leaves his friend behind to just save his own ass. He just goes like, okay, I better leave my friend's ass behind to save my own ass, and run out the door. So I don't know why, he just has that vibe. He has that Mr. Cooper vibe from Night of the Living Dead. He really has that vibe, like the panic, selfish zombie survivor. I don't know why, he always reminds me of him. It's kind of funny. But his ego gets in the way of him, right? John Delaney, whenever he speaks and he's wrong, he thinks he's right, and whenever Bernie Sanders just slams him, destroys him in a debate, he's smiling because he doesn't understand he just got wrecked. But with John Hickenlooper, he's less energetic, kind of a bit more chill, but he actually doesn't have a large ego. So when he gets busted in a debate, he knows it. He sees it. He sees, oh, I've been destroyed. But with John Delaney, he just has such a big ego. He doesn't understand when he's losing or at something. He's just always proud of himself. So Hickenlooper, you see in his mind. And I forgot to mention, he is running on something actually, which is we have to unite the country, and that's very broad. You might notice, but like the thing that centrists get wrong is that they believe that the way to unite the country, and we saw this with Howard Schultz back in like February and March. We saw this with Howard Schultz, where he and Hickenlooper and even basically every centrist, what they get wrong about uniting the country is that in their philosophy, you have to be close to the center. You have to be closer to the center to appeal to the Republicans, right? But ironically, the actual way to unite the country is to be far left. You know why? Medicare for all, that's considered far left. Although with politicians, yes, it's far left, but the people, it's overwhelmingly popular. You can see that. So I mean, that's what. So the politicians just don't get it. They think you have to be close to the middle to unite the country, but you actually have to be, if we were on a graph, all the way to the left, because even Republicans like some of the policies all the way to the left, because the more to the left you get more fighting for the working people. See, so like. It's like what Bernie's doing. Bernie's actually doing a better job uniting the country than John Hickenlooper. So they still don't understand how to actually unite the country. Because if you're centrist, well, the Republicans already have their guys, so they're not gonna look at you, right? They're not gonna like you, even if no matter how hard you're trying to desperately appeal to them. And second of all, the people on your own side, the Democrats, are gonna feel betrayed. So you're appealing to nobody, except for a few Democrats close to the middle, so a few out-of-touch people. So I'm glad Hickenlooper's dropping out. He's one of these out-of-touch guys. He wasn't really running on much except unite the country. That's all he would say, but that's super, super broad. Michael Bennet has to drop out next. Now, coincidentally, they're both Coloradoans, no, Coloradoans. I guess we'll make up a term. They're both from Colorado, right? Countryside place, really nice and relaxed. So they have really laid back attitudes, like, dude, that's rad. But ironically, Michael Bennett also, he's running on nothing. He's not even running on something broad. He's just straight up running on nothing. He's just like, okay, I'm in the race. I'm not running anything. I'm just in the race. I have no policies. I'm just running. So, yeah, guys, thanks for watching this video. This has been the video on why John Hickenlooper has dropped out, and kind of a bit of a discussion for why centrism doesn't work, because he's a centrist. So, thanks for watching this video, guys, and remember, whenever somebody drops out, I'm going to make a video on it. I feel like I have to say something.